What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel for part 2 of the Break 50 challenge here. As you can tell by the scorecard, we are 3 under through 9, so extremely unlikely we're going to break 50 here, but there's not really a chance, but we're just going to see how low we can go here. There's a chance to add to this. We'll see how we do on the back 9 here. The video right before this should have been the front 9. I figured because I was basically I'm doing a two-man scramble by myself here. If you guys are just tuning in for this second part, this is just the back 9. Go over and check out the first part. I did a little more explanation, but real quick, basically in honor of Bryson DeChambeau and Donald Trump, former President Donald Trump, having what is soon to be the most watched golf video in YouTube history from their Break 50 challenge when they shot 50 at the Trump Bedminster new course. I had the idea to come out and do this by myself, so have the capability of doing a scramble here. Playing the red tees, Thursday pins, firm fairways, normal greens. Probably bit off a little more than I can shoot from the red tees. Probably the junior tees or something a little bit closer. Maybe a tee box or two up would have been a little more in the wheelhouse of coming closer to 50. But we're going to continue on here and see what we can do. But just had the idea to try this out. Unfortunately, the same exact course that they played, the Trump Bedminster new course, wasn't available here within GSPro, so we're playing Bedminster GC, the old course. This is in Bedminster, New Jersey, and the course designer is Pac-Man. So, again, part 2, basically a continuation. I wanted to split this up just because the first video would be way too long if I put them both together and played a full 18, and I didn't want to have any of the camera, the screen recording, anything to stop because the file sizes got too big. So real quick for the rundown, I feel like I just said this, but Garmin Approach R10 behind me on the DIY level stand. Everything's linked down below in the description. I also pin a comment, so I'd really appreciate if you guys do any of your Amazon shopping or you're interested in any of these individual items. You just click that link before. Great way to support the channel and no additional cost. But Garmin Approach R10 behind me on the DIY level stand, 5x4 hitting mat, brand new sleeve of Callaway Super Fast balls, 10x7 nets, and GSPro you're seeing the scorecard right now up on my gaming laptop as a simulator software. So let's get right back into this on the 10th hole. So like I said, oh, we're 4 under. I thought we were 3 under. Well, either way, still got a lot of work to do. Basically, in order to break 50, you got to be 10, 11, 12 under through 9, and then do the same thing on the back 9, which is not going to happen. So I got a ton of strokes to make up, but maybe if I can go another 4 under or so. We had a really good start on the front 9, but we'll see what we can do here and maybe finish up somewhere around 10 under par would be pretty nice. But 10th hole, par 4, 304, a little bit more in the wheelhouse, but still, we'll take a look at the flyover. What I was saying in the front 9, should have been playing probably a tee or two further up because Bryson was basically, in order to shoot the 50 that they did, obviously I'm no Bryson, so he was hitting 3-wood, 300, 320 onto the greens and putting for eagle. I ideally should have been doing a tee box location where I'm hitting anywhere between probably 250, 275 into a par 4, so I'm driving them, and then that would have given me a better chance to get the score that I'm looking for. But either way, basically the way this goes is just hit 2 tee shots, or 2 shots every single time and pick which one I want. So get back into it here. It is extremely hot and humid. I am drenched and took a little bit of a time just to reset things here in between, so hopefully I can get some decent shots going here again. Low and Healy, but that's not going to be terrible. 106.8, 146.8, losing speed already, but it's down there. It's going to give us a look. We're in the rough. Going to give us a look at it. This one, I guess, will go a little bit more towards the center. Do another tee shot. A lot of swings. Obviously hitting 2 shots every single time, especially off the tee box. Trying to swing hard here. Set myself up. It's also going to be up the left, but that was hit a little bit harder. 106.5, 152. Get a bounce to the right. All right, both right there. I mean, it's a narrow landing spot up there, but so First one, we're 57 away. You can see down here in the mini map. This was the first one. Second one was right here. I was saying in the first video, I guess these are, I'm both in the rough up the left, but and they're pretty close distance wise. I could decide if I liked, say, 57 out of the rough, like if I liked a 60-yard shot better than like a 50-yard shot. There may be some strategy there of which one you would take, but so far I just basically been opting for just the closer one to the green and get as close as I can and give myself the best chance. So we're going to take this second one 48 yards away. We've got 48 down a little over a yard out of the rough, so 47. The rough is going to be about 2 yards, so we're looking at about 49 total. We'll aim here and I'm just going to go 56. Today's been a lot of driver and 56s from these red tees. I was debating, I'm glad I decided to do the Thursday tees a little bit easier even than the Friday that I usually do. I was debating doing Friday, but I'm glad that I picked the Thursdays considering the score that I have right now, and like I said, should be probably playing closer up on the tees. But 50-yard shot here, or just shy of it with the 56. That's got to sit. Yikes. And that's not ideal. So that's going to be what, a bogey? Alright. Take two. We gotta trying to be pretty aggressive going at these things, but that's not great. I airmailed that, so I gotta be at least inside the +2 for a par. Bogey is pretty unacceptable. That may need to go a little bit, but that was better. Oh, 53, that's still long, but it's going to stay inside the inner circle, so that's going to be a par to start this back nine off. That's unfortunate. That was a gettable distance too. I should have been closer than that, and I hit both of those too hard. Second one was better. Garmin had that at 53 yards of carry. I needed 48 in the game. That was pretty close to what I was looking for, but still a little bit too much on that. So take the second one in for a par. Still 4 under through 10. 11th hole, par 4. This is a little more like it. 287. It's up 6 yards, but this is kind of what I was expecting and hoping for, that I could be kind of in striking distance with driver off the tee. Gonna grab a drink quick, make sure the camera's still going. If you guys have any other ideas of similar style videos like this, something a little bit different, let me know. I thought of this right away as soon as I watched that video, which I mentioned in the first one. Very surprised about Trump's overall game. He was, for almost 80 years old, about 215, basically down the middle. He's a fairway machine every single time and hit some really good approach shots, really good tee shots on par 3s with his irons and whatnot. His putting stroke is horrendous and horrible to look at, but he gets it to work and he was really consistent. So overall, I was impressed. I think he has a pretty rock solid golf game. If I'm being able to do that at about 80 years old, I'd be pretty happy. So 271 is right there. We're getting a little bit greedy here with that tree line, but we'll see if we can do that. Gonna have to really hammer this to get it over the bunker. Felt kind of snappy left, and it is. Maybe though that's far enough left it'll miss the bunker, and I think it will. So that should be like pin high left. Keep doing that. I'm swinging so hard. At least I'm not hitting moon balloon slices off the planet to the right. But I'm, I guess, releasing my hands too quick, and I'm probably 75% of my drives so far today have been left. That was a kind of sizable draw for lower spin axis Garmin R10 here, but we're pin high. This is the first one up here, this red dot. That's where we are. We're pin high left, or pretty close to it. Second one, I guess we'll go here, and let's see. What was the 104, 152? Getting some decent ball speed today. I think the swing speed's going to keep tapering down as I get tired here, but I feel like I'm going after it, trying to give myself a chance here. Oh, that was heely. That was lower, a little bit straighter, but we'll see if we get a roll. That's not going to be enough. All right, we got a decision here now between these two. So we're hitting 2. I think probably going to be the first one, or rather. So, oh, this is funny. So we're exactly 30 yards. So the first one I hit way better, but it was left. So we got 30 yards here. At least we're on the same level. Like I said, we're pin high 30 yards that way. This one, I don't love this downslope here. So I'm thinking it's going to be the second one. Despite the first one being in the fairway, the rough is going to be a little bit different, but I think this is the one to take here. You guys can yell at me in the comments if you would have done anything differently, but I am a little bit left, so we got 30 yards on the dot. Out of the rough, it's going to be like 1.5 yards, so 31 total. I'm going to go, first one I'm going to try the 56 and just try to hit a 30-yard shot. Depending on how I hit this one, I may do a higher flighted 60. I want to do this. This 56 is more of a standard shot, but it's going to be a lower bump and run. I guess if I want to try to land this close, real life, if I was just trying to shoot a score, either real life on course or just playing a regular simulator round, I probably would have pulled 56, but we're going to go 60. I'm going to try to launch this higher, try to drop it right inside that inner circle bucket. Kind of like that. Not bad. So I really don't even need to hit the second one. We're in for birdie, which is good. We're back in the red figures. I guess I could probably just like chip it or not, or just like pick up my ball, but we'll see, I guess, if we can hole it out. That one I aimed a little bit left. We'll go right at it, and it did come out a little bit left. We'll go at it and see if this possibly goes in the hole. That one may need to, oh, we're gonna get a free mulligan out of it. That one I pushed it a little bit right, and I think it was gonna be a little bit too much. It was gonna be a little long, but I guess I didn't ground the club enough before, so we're gonna get a mulligan out of it, so take 3. I pulled that left. That's probably gonna be a little bit too much too. All right, what's going on here, Garmin? I don't mind taking these wedge shots, trying to get closer than that one, but 2 misreads or 2 no reads in a row now. A little bit frustrating. I can't see if the numbers are changing. I don't know if like the Garmin's reading it. It doesn't have a solid red light. It's still blinking. So I don't know why these aren't registering. I'm hoping GSPro didn't freeze on me. Looks like we're still going. I mean, we're in for birdie, so I don't even really need to hit this, but that's 3 no reads in a row now. There it goes. Push that one a little bit right. Kind of just walked up and hit it. Was getting frustrated, but inside the inner circle again. Holdout's getting a little bit greedy anyways. That's pretty low likelihood, but take the birdie. Brings us to 5 under through 11. 12th hole, par 4, 345, up 8 yards. So not exactly in the wheelhouse of eagle opportunity. Hindsight, I probably should have pulled out the laptop and done like a scouting mission with flyovers, basically clicking through with the mouse to see how far some of these distances were. If I knew I was going to be 345 into a par 4, I would have moved up, but I mean, they do play the red, so I was trying to kind of simulate and do as close as I could to the same challenge, but I am enjoying this, so I'll probably end up doing something similar at a different course and playing maybe, like I said, the junior tees or something. All right, let's take a big hack at this. Extremely high on the face. pop-up, but it's down the middle. 107, 147, because it was so hot in the face. That sounded pretty bad. That was partially off the white crown. Didn't leave a mark or anything, but that was partially off this white part of the Sim 2. Trying to hit up on it a little too much, I think, but we got another shot at it. So we got 262 out of that, despite only being 147 on the ball speed. Overall, honestly, I'm not driving it terrible for how hard I'm swinging at some of these. Oh, and just like that, as soon as I say it, that's the worst one I've hit all day. Well, it's going to be the first one. I was just thinking, despite how hard I'm hitting them, I haven't really hit one horrendous or topped one or anything, and then I go and do that as soon as I say it. Typical self-jinx. So we got, which one would you guys take? Either 125 out of the bunker or 83 in the fairway. I think we'll take the 83. So we got a chance here at least for a birdie if we get inside the inner circle. 83, we'll aim a bit left. 83 up 5, we're in the fairway, so we got 88 total. It is in the front, so it's kind of a tougher pin location, but it's going to be a 56, and just see if I can get the distance right. Kind of fly it high. You're going to have to swing kind of hard at this 56. Kind of a, still not used to hitting fuller wedges like this. Not exactly sure how hard I need to hit this to hit 88 with this 56, but I think it's going to be pretty close to a fullish. It's going to be between 75 and pretty full with this 56. I don't hate it. Go in. Oh, let's go! Let's go! That's one way to get an eagle. Told you guys I didn't hate it. That works. Unfortunately, a little too late, but that brings us to 7 under, and that's an eagle. Unfortunately, that's probably the only hole out that'll happen, but that's one way to get an eagle. Likely I would have, more realistic way of doing it would have been like a 265, 270 yard par 4 and driving it inside the inner circle, which would have been really good, but that's pretty crazy. A little 80 something yard hole out. That'd be fun to watch back. So 7 under through 12, 13th hole par 4, 263. This is a little more like it. So this one I can actually almost, we'll see, not necessarily geared down, but just swing a little bit smoother than trying to swing for the fences and get as close as I can like I have been doing. This is a little more, and it's down 5 yards too, so realistically I could probably hammer a 3-wood like Bryson was doing for 300, 320, but we'll go here with driver, and we'll just go at it. Do we have trees? All right, looks like we're clear. We'll see what happens with this first one. If I hit it good, it's going to be too much, but that's asking a lot from a 3-wood. I would have to slightly tee it up, which I don't usually do, so smooth-ish driver swing is probably the play here. My luck, I'll take too much off and come up short. Oh, it's low and left. That could be trouble. That's what I get. That's not good. All right, we're swinging hard again. That was my worry with swinging for the fences on these. I feel like some of my tempo and rhythm that I've had these past few rounds on course, I've been playing well. Now I'm swinging really hard and I go and try to do something like that and I just snap hook it. All right, I'll take being, if I hit it good, 10 yards over the green, but we got to get something better than that. That's in trouble over there. We are way over here in some bad stuff over there, so cliff face was wide open, but oh, may have been a slight misread. That's actually not going to be too bad. Sit. Oh, at least let us, all right, it's going to let us chip. So we're going to take that one for sure. 48 over here. That was the first one. The second one is a little more like it. So 23 yards out of the rough. We're on an upslope, which is good. It's going to come out a little bit left, which I like. and we're just going to try to flop a 60 degree pretty close here. Unless I get really, really lucky again with a hole out, which is probably unlikely, I'd be very happy with an inner circle birdie. Bring us to 8 under, I think. I think we're 7 right now. Yeah. All right, so 23 up, not much. I mean, it's a 20, 25 yard shot here pretty much. I'll leave it a little bit left. I scold it. Sit. Sit. Ah. Alright, that's a par. Worst wedge shot of the day there. That's unfortunate. This is probably the easiest wedge shot I've had too. Alright. Let's not do that again. Go just a little. Again, something right in between would have been good. Got scared of sculling it again and took too much off of it, so that was probably the best look for birdie we've had, but we're in for par. I think they're both going to be pars, so. All right, sticking at 7 under, 14th hole, par 3, 139. There's probably a few par 3s coming up because it's been mostly 4s and 5s throughout the front 9 and this back 9, so similar to what Bryson and Trump were talking about in the video. The par 3s are going to be the toughest because you got to hit it good. Obviously, I'm not putting here, but still got to get it from 139, get it close there inside the inner circle for a birdie, on the green inside the +2 for a par. So we'll go here. Now 139, it's either a really well-struck full pitching wedge or it's a choke down 9. We'll try the pitching wedge first and see what happens, and then maybe I'll pull the 9. Hit it pretty good. All right, I mean, that's a par. Do I do that again? We'll try that was like a pretty decent smooth swing. I don't really want to swing out of my shoes with the pitching wedge, so I'm gonna go choke down 9 and see if I can get. Been trying to work on that both here and on course. I hit one within like a couple feet the other day on a par 3. It was like 140, 145. I hit a choke down 9. Let's see if we can do that here. A little bit chunky, we'll see. Should be at it though. Sit. Alright, it's a little more like it. That was probably a better club choice, so we'll take that for bird for sure. I said on the front 9 after I had a good start, but then I started to kind of hopped on the par train and couldn't get off. I was saying if I could be somewhere around 10 under par by the end of 18, I'd be pretty happy. So we're at least pretty close to on pace for that. We're 8 under right now through 14. 15th hole, 4 holes left. Par 5, 474, up 7. See if we can get maybe 2 more birds across 4 holes to be 10 under. 10 under 62. I was jokingly saying I may have to change the title of the video to like break 60 or break 70. Alright, let's hit a good drive and get back on the horse there in that regard. High on the face, but it'll work. I didn't think it was going to fade that much. Alright, 266 into the rough. A little bit high toe. I thought that would have been a little bit straighter. Take 2. It's not terrible though. 103, I can tell I'm losing speed. 150 on the ball speed. By no means was that a bad drive, but there's actually some halfway decent distance on it for a pretty poor strike. That was hit harder, but it was lower. 147, maybe it wasn't. It's gonna run up the middle though. So it's about 15, 20 yards shorter. 19 to be exact, but we're in the fairway. Over here we're in the rough. Can I press J from each one? Ooh, I can. Alright, so that's the look we got from that one. That's a little more straightforward. And then if we go here, we're going over these bunkers out of the rough. 20 yards closer though, so I think we got to do that, especially from 220. So we're going with that one. So, leaves us with 200, 201, up 5, so we'll call it 2 yards. So 203 total out of the rough, which is 6%. 10% would be 20, so we'll call it another 10, 11, 12 yards. So I think it's going to be, I'm going to hit 5-iron first, and depending on how I hit this, I may hit a smoother 4. 5-iron gets there if I hit it good. Usually I play it in the neighborhood of around 215 on a good strike. A little bit thin and toey. It's gonna fade, but it should be up there. Wow. Did swing kind of hard at it. Well, I guess it's definitely a 5-iron. I could almost hammer a 6 if I hit it like that again. I guess that wasn't even, it was a fraction toey, but that was actually hit relatively decent. What was the total distance on that? Granted, we hit the green and it rolled off, but 214 total out of the rough, which is another, so that was like 220, 225, somewhere in there. Don't hate that swing. Wish I could do that every time with 5-iron. Ooh, that one felt even better. It's fading more though. That would have been a better distance, but club face was just a little bit open. So, we got a bunker shot from 16 yards, straight at it. Or, is this, wow, we were so close too. Are you kidding me? Is this not gonna give it to us? Is that inside the inner circle? I don't think it is. I think we're on just that fringe second cut off the green. That was so close to being a gimme +2. But I guess if we get this inside the inner circle here from 13 yards, it would be the same thing. So we're gonna go with this one. 13 yards, gonna come out a little bit right, so I'll just aim just there to the left, 13 yards. So looking for, it's gonna be a 60 degree, looking for about 10 yards of carry, which is gonna be bottom section of the net over there. Pulled it just a little, another no read. Strange how Garmin has some really good days. I wonder maybe if the T was messing with it or something. Now we got a solid red light. I'm gonna have to turn this off and turn this back on. Some days there's literally no reads or misreads. Other days you get a bunch of them. We'll turn that off quick. Turn it back on, should go back to blinking. Alright, we're back. A little bit short, needed a little bit more than that. That had some spin on it, but that gave us, so we were what, par 5, so we were 1, 2 there, 3 there, +1, so that was a birdie. This is a holeable type of shot. Take the birdie though, brings us to 9 under. Pulled that one a little bit too, but that would be a little bit better distance. Alright. Birdie. 9 under. 16th hole, par 3, 97 yards. Alright. I actually don't hate that. I seem to hit a little more consistently with this approach wedge, doing a choke down. I've been keeping it towards 90, 95, right around 100. I like that 100-yard shot. I almost like it better than a full approach wedge at about 120, 125. So let's see what we can do here. Started a little bit left. Come on, Garmin, what's going on here? Oh, I thinned that one, but we'll see if it works out. First one was hit better. 92, sit. I like that first one better. That one was just a little bit too thin. It's a par though. So at least we have that in the books, or in the bag. Now, we just try to get a little bit of a better strike, not quite as thin, and get just a little bit closer than that. So we'll go there. It's gonna fade. Better distance though. Sit. All right, there we go. Another bird. We got our 10 under. 2 holes left. 10 under through 16. Honestly, not too bad. I'm not displeased with that. Again, for the 100th time, I picked the wrong tees in the first place, but to be 10 under, playing by myself back here from these tees. I mean, this isn't exactly a short hole. For these red tees, 351 for a par 4. That's not exactly an easy hole, but 10 under through 16, 17th hole, par 4, 351, down 5 feet, which is just shy of 2 yards. All right, I would be very happy either A, 2 pars in a row, or B, obviously even happier, a par and a birdie. Don't know what we have in store for us for the 18th. But let's just try to keep this dry and give ourselves a look here into this green. Pretty toey up the right. That could be wet. And that is very wet. Uh-oh. Alright, we gotta play defensive on this one. So we're gonna have to drop here. This one, we are going to aim very far left. That way. This one I'll probably pull hook, but that should work. Ton of fade on it still though, but luckily we ain't that far left. I didn't feel that bad. I felt like it came out pretty low on a good line and straight, but 282, it's coming backwards. Definitely significantly better than that first one. So which one would you guys take? Semi-rough, taking a drop from 172, or right in the middle of the fairway from 75, hitting 2. I think we'll take that one. All right, 80 yards total. Aim about there, and we're just looking for about a 3/4, 56, 75 yards of carry. Account for 5 or so yards of rollout. Looking for at least obviously on the green for the +2 for a par. Inner circle will be really nice for another bird. See if we can do it. Pushed it right. And short. That's not good. That's a poor effort from that distance for this type of shot. Still gonna fade, but that should be a little bit better. Better distance. Sit. Oh, did it come back? Birdie, let's go. We just snuck it in there. That thing had a little bit of a bite on it. Garmin's not, it's only estimating the spin. It's not actually calculating it. That probably, especially with these wedges that I have with the milled faces, that you do get a ton of spin on them. But usually I don't get a ton of backspin and having the balls kind of shoot back after they hit. That one actually did come back a little bit, and we just snuck it in there, which is really nice. So that's one way to do it. Now this sets ourselves up for a pretty good 18th. So it's a par 5, which I like even better. And even on top of that, now we're 11 under through 17. So 18th and final hole, par 5, 508, up 6 yards. Pretty happy with that so far. 11 under. Wasn't really sure. Had pretty low expectations of actually breaking 50. Didn't really know what to expect, but not unhappy with 11 under. We need a couple good shots here to finish this off. 2 good tee shots would be nice, or at least 1. We'll go here. Front 9, I would say still about 75% of my drives, I was releasing my hands too much and I was kind of pull hooking them. Now these last like 2 or 3, I've been either coming across it too much or leaving the face open. I've been slicing them. So see if we can kind of find a middle ground here, straighten it out just a little. Talk about a slice. Oh, maybe a slight misread. Just up the right. That one felt like the club face was wide open. I guess, all in all, it does kind of even out. Sometimes you get unlucky with reads, sometimes you get lucky. That one I thought was going to be, that one felt like would have been 20 yards further right, but we got that to work. That was pretty close to the center, high and low side, but it was toey. 269 on it though, 149, 103. All right, let's try it again. We'll aim right here this time. We're in play, so final drive of the day. I'm gonna swing pretty hard at this. Caught it a bit low. It's down the middle though, 106, 151. This may actually even be better than the first one. Not as good of a launch on it though. All right, 2 pretty good shots though. I would take either one of those all day long. So what do we got for options here? It is a par 5, 3 yards difference, so they're literally right next to each other in the fairway. Those are probably 2 of the, for pairs of drives, probably maybe the best basically tee shots of the day for 1 and 2. But obviously we're gonna take a closer one here. That one, or that one, we'll go that one. So 234 up 5. Well, we gotta carry that water. It's gonna be, I'm gonna hit 4 hybrid. If I hit it good, it's usually about a 240, 245 club. We'll see if that happens. If I smash this like 10, 15 yards over, then maybe I'll try the 4-iron, but I'd rather be a little bit long, especially par 5. I'd be hitting 3 up there. I'd rather be long, especially it would account for if I catch one heavy or something. Rather have a little bit too much club than not enough and be wet or short. So we'll see what happens with this first 4 hybrid. It'll probably just be 2 of these, but maybe 4-iron. There's no way I get a 4-iron 230. Has a chance. I popped it up a little bit. Go! Stay there. All right. Took a little bit too much off of that. I was thinking, try to smooth one in there. Could have used a little bit extra. That was decent contact. It was a tad heavy on the mat, and it kind of launched a bit high on me. Hence the 218. All right. Let's swing a little bit harder at this one. Oh, that was even heavier. Came out left. It'll be straighter, but that's got to go. All right, luckily I was hoping, I almost thought that first one was going to do that off that hill. Luckily the first one was dry, second one even heavier, and I came up a little wet. So we'll drop there, and we're definitely taking this first one hitting 3, and we're even closer. So this is the one. So we're hitting 3 into a par 5. Inner circle, we got a bird. Hole out, which could happen, but probably pretty low likelihood. Hole out for an eagle on the green, inside the +2 for a par. 22, up about 3 yards, so 25 total. It's going to come out a little bit left, and I'll aim just a fraction that way. We are on an upslope, so this is going to launch higher and probably take just a little bit of distance off of it. But it's going to be a 60 degree no matter what. And just going to try to hit it as close to about 23-ish as I can here. Don't read. All right. I sculled it. I think that was in for par. I think that was still inside the +2. That was a horrendous wedge shot. Let's see if I can finish on a little bit higher note than that. That was a pretty poor 60 degree from 20 yards. Where was my no read on that one? We have 2 clicks left. Come on. Inner circle for a birdie. 12 under. That should be better. Go just a little. I did catch a little bit heavy on the mat and out of that rough. All right, we got a par, so 11 under is going to be it. All right, 61. So let me just grab my tee and my ball. Undecided if I want to play one more. That was a lot of swings. That was basically 2 rounds in one there. I don't know, maybe I could play a 9. It is very hot. I am completely soaked, but let's wrap this one up first and foremost. So from Bedminster GC, the old course, in Bedminster, New Jersey, course designer on this one was Pac-Man. We ended up with a 11 under 61, so not too bad. That's about as clean of a scorecard for me as you'll see. Obviously I had 2 shots at everything, and I was playing some pretty favorable conditions from the red tees. Fairways were firm, playing a 2-person scramble by myself. Stimps were 11, greens were normal. Tees were the red, like I said, 5,400. No mulligans, Thursday pins, which I changed from my usual Friday, and no wind. So tried to set myself up, but not bad. We went 32 on the front, 29 on the back. Back 9 was a little bit more along the lines of what I was thinking, but pretty happy I escaped. No bogeys. This is gonna really affect my my handicap, but yeah, so 32 on the front, which you guys should see. That should have been the video before this. 29 on the back. Had 1 eagle on the front, 1 eagle on the back. Only 2 birdies on the front. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the back, so pretty good. 3 pars on the back. pars on the front. We'll take a look at the stats. 10 pars, 9 birdies, 2 eagles, nothing besides that. Longest drive was 293, average drive 276. I was swinging pretty hard. Average ball speed 150.72. Best ball speed was 153.58. I'm still not sure. Some of these seem to be a little bit off from the numbers that I see as I'm looking at, like, after the tee shots for the drives. Sometimes it shows that they're a little bit higher than what it shows here for whatever reason. But 33 putts. About an hour and a half between me playing the front, resetting things, and playing this. 72% on the fairways, will take that, or the greens regulation rather, will take that. Fairways, I was swinging hard, it's only 29%. That's not great, 4 out of 14. And then I guess, never mind, so it's not going to affect my handicap because we're playing a scramble, so it just has no effect there. But this should be the same. Oh, so this, it shows you, it breaks it down based on, that's kind of cool. This is my first time doing a scramble here. But so this was just me playing. If I was playing with 2 different people, it would show you the stats for each person for which shot you took. So this first one we had, I guess attributable to this, to my first shots, 10 pars, 9 birdies, 2 eagles, and these are the drive statistics. And then the second one, not quite as good, but 3 eagles. I had 3 eagles? What is this showing? 9 pars, 8 birdies, 3 eagles. I thought I only had 2. I don't know. Either way, it breaks down the stats for each person, which is kind of cool. Scorecard. I don't know why it was showing 3. Definitely only had 2. I had 1 eagle. I started off with an eagle on number 1, and then I holed out. That was the one I holed out. I definitely only had 2 eagles, so I don't know what the deal is with that. But in any event, I'm going to wrap this one up. Hopefully you guys enjoyed something a little bit different. Wasn't quite able to come even within the same ballpark of what Trump and Bryson DeChambeau did. But pretty fun little challenge. If you guys enjoyed it, let me know if you have any other ideas. There's a bunch of different formats I can do here within GSPro. Maybe I'll rope one of my friends or family members to come over and maybe do an actual 2-man scramble like this with 2 different people. But I can play best ball, you can do skins, you can do shambles, you can do a bunch of different stuff. So if you guys have any ideas for different courses or different type of challenges, let me know down in the comments and let me know what you thought about this one. And I'd be curious, especially someone like Outdoors. I know he usually plays along with some of the videos I post and sees how he can do. I'd be curious if any of you guys try this challenge from the red tees and do the similar settings that I did, taking 2 shots every single one, what kind of score you guys can put up. But hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to wrap this one up. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys at the next course.